So today in my agenda, the first thing I really want to focus on, straightforward to the deal, is I'm going to focus on creating a new proposal. As you might already understood, I'm kind of working on the proposals a lot. I worked out one really working rule for me personally, and it's called 80 to 20%, which means that if you want to get one really cool project that you are motivated to work on, your client is very excited to work with you, you need to prepare at least 4 or even 5 proposals a week, or depending on your timelines. Anyway, so for me, usually I would have to really get at least 5 leads, and then only a week later get a feedback and sign only one of those deals. First of all, obviously at least 50% of them would deny my proposal, and secondly, if I even get 2 yes, I would still need to think which projects I'm more motivated to work on and which projects will fit my portfolio better and create better perspectives for me in the future. Another pretty big value for me is to really evaluate how the client is motivated to work with me. I do believe that the best collaboration happens when the client and the designer work hand in hand together, and the communication is pretty clear, the processes are pretty set and transparent, and I've explained clearly the value of the work that I'm going to provide, the methods that I'm going to use. So for me, it's very important to understand that we with the client are on the same page and both excited to make it happen and see where it will bring us, not just doing it for a benefit, money, perspectives, or etc. You'll spend a lot of time on this project, so why not enjoying it, right? Anyway, today, as I've mentioned, I'm going to work on one really challenging proposal for me. One will be simple, which is like classic, I just need to change the numbers and dates. But another one is really challenging because, as I mentioned in a previous video, I've actually got the client who only wants to grow a business, and the objectives are really straight to the core of the project. So I expect that it will take a lot of my mental work, or like mental efforts, a capacity for me to work on it. And that's exciting because I know that those kind of efforts will bring much more in the future. It's not just like small features or small cases to fix this or that thing. It's really essential. But the hard part about this proposal is that I'm dealing with a lot of uncertainty and things that might happen in a way. So it's a bit hard to work out the project management for a thing you never know what will happen or where it will bring you. So to deal with it, yesterday I've already sat in the cafe and tried to clear down my mind what I think about this project, what am I dealing with. I basically wrote down the preliminary process that I'm kind of foreseeing for this project. This must be a very flexible proposal because we need to think about the potential ways it could go. I'm thinking to offer 2 types of collaboration for a choice. One is a short-term proposal, where the short term would mean that I'm going to take only one top priority for us and design the proposal for it. And based on the results, the client would take a decision, should we proceed to the next objective, or kinda we should wrap it up because the collaboration didn't work out. And the second long-term offer would be something like a retainer project, where, as we know that we're dealing with a lot of uncertainties, I'm gonna say like, hey, let's just do it monthly base. I would deliver a work worth of, let's say, this amount of hours. These are deliverables that I'm expecting to do in the first months, and basically design the preliminary process for the first, let's say, 3 months as I'm seeing, and then proceed with another 3 months if we're meeting our goals for this retainer project for the first 3 months. So those are 2 ideas that I'm seeing how to work with undefined scope of project. Also very curious to know your opinion or your processes. If you ever dealt with this project and you're working as a solo entrepreneur, as a freelancer, please let me know in the comments how you deal with this. I'm sure that a lot of designers like me and other designers in the social media space would be interested to get to know it. Let's discuss it in the comments, and I'm going to work on this proposal right now. See you guys. By the way, the highlight of the day for today, it's 29th of January, is that I'm going to have a live stream with Nir Eyal, an author of the book Hooked. I'm so excited and so pumped about it. I think I'm just getting really nervous closer to this time. I'm so honored and blessed to have an opportunity to talk to him face to face and also take you into this conversation. So for me, it's just a very nervous and rewarding and exciting day. So gonna get ready for it too. I've prepared the list of questions, my personal questions, and also the questions that you guys send me in Instagram. A bit nervous. I'm afraid that my speech would be like kinda really nervous when I would like start talking strange words, random words. Hopefully this is gonna work. Alrighty, so we've just completed a live stream and I'm a little bit frustrated because by the end of the live stream our network was really bad. The connection was super poor and basically we couldn't hear each other, couldn't see each other, we were like robots, etc. But I would say that the beginning of our conversation went pretty well. We started on a very typical questions about all of us: how to wake up, how to keep motivated yourself, how to focus, how to not be lazy, how to sit and do not procrastinate and actually start working immediately, how to be pro at what you're doing, etc. So I would say that I really liked a couple of thoughts that we've discussed with Nir, and the first one is that you have to optimize your inputs, not outputs. That you shouldn't stress out yourself when you sit and you do not able to produce creative work by the end of the day or in 4 hours. Don't stress out on the output, just allocate the time, sit, take 10 minutes to enter the working mode, switch off all the distractions, and do not stress yourself and beat yourself for the fact that maybe you didn't come up with a creative idea by the end of these 4 or 5 hours time chunk. So that's important thing we all have to process. And a second point was actually pretty interesting to me. So Nir said that indestructible has to become our state of mind, has to become some sort of our ideology, so that we can say that we are indestructible. We associate ourselves with this kind of ideology. Like some of us say we are vegetarians and we're proud of it and we explain how it works for us, or some of us are Christians and try to preach it everywhere. They don't do it just to make you become a Christian, but they rather do it to establish it. And so I think that self-identity as indestructible will be a very, very powerful thought throughout his new book that I'm very excited to read. And yeah, if you would like to see the live stream, it's currently available in my Instagram page, but it's going to be there only for 1 day. And if you would like to see the whole live stream later, maybe this year somewhere, I'm going to give you a link right here in the description with the whole live stream of probably about 45 minutes of the talk. So that's it guys, thank you for listening, and yeah, see you on the next video. Ciao.